Hello, friends. Welcome to English Success Path, the channel that helps you learn, practice, and master English step by step. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about something that can truly change your life: learning English. English is the global language of opportunity. Think about it. If you want to travel, English helps you talk with people almost anywhere in the world. If you're looking for a better job, many employers today require good English skills. And if you enjoy watching movies, reading books, or connecting with people online, English opens the door to an unlimited world of information and entertainment. For example, many international companies prefer hiring people who can speak English fluently. Students who know English have access to more scholarships and study materials. Even in everyday life, being able to order food in a restaurant abroad or chat with new friends online becomes so much easier when you understand English. So in today's video, I'll share with you tips on how to learn English and improve your English. These tips will help you become more confident in grammar, vocabulary, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Let's begin your journey on the English success path together. Tip 1. Set clear goals. When you want to learn English, the first step is to set clear goals. A goal is something you want to achieve in the future. It is like a target you are trying to reach. Many students say, "I want to learn English," but that goal is too big and too general. If you do not make your goal specific, you may feel lost and not know where to start. A better way is to make small and clear goals. For example, instead of saying, "I want to learn English," you can say, "I want to learn 20 new words this week. I will practice speaking for 10 minutes every day. I want to understand one English song this month." When your goal is small and clear, it is easier to reach. And when you reach a small goal, you feel happy and proud of yourself. This will give you energy to continue learning. Think of English learning like a long journey. If you only look at the final destination, you may feel tired. But if you divide the journey into small steps, you will enjoy the progress. For example, your first goal can be to learn how to greet someone in English. The next goal can be to introduce yourself. Then you can move to learning how to order food in a restaurant. Step by step, you will see your English grow. Remember, small progress is still progress. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. If you know more today than you did yesterday, you are on the right path. Tip 2. Learn a little every day. Many students believe they must study for hours to improve English. But that is not true. What really helps is consistency, practicing every day, even if it is just for a short time. For example, studying English for 15 minutes every day is better than studying for 2 hours once a week. Why? Because when you practice every day, your brain stays connected to the language. You remember more, and you forget less. Think about how you brush your teeth. You don't brush for 2 hours on Sunday and then stop for the rest of the week. You brush a little every day, and that keeps your teeth clean. Learning English works the same way. Small, daily practice keeps your English fresh and growing. You can choose one small thing to do daily. Listen to one short English podcast. Learn 5 new words and use them in a sentence. Watch a short English video. Write one paragraph in your notebook. Even if you are busy, you can still find a few minutes. For example, you can practice vocabulary while waiting for the bus, or listen to an English podcast while cooking. Over time, small daily practice will create a big result. Just like drops of water fill a bucket, daily practice fills your mind with English. Tip 3. Listen more. Listening is one of the best ways to learn English. When you listen, your brain learns how English sounds. You hear how words are pronounced, how sentences are built, and how native speakers really talk. At first, listening may feel difficult. You may not understand many words. But don't worry. That is normal. When you were a baby, you listened to your parents for months before you spoke your first word. Listening comes before speaking. Here are some easy ways to listen more. Watch English movies or TV shows with subtitles. Listen to English songs and try to follow the lyrics. Play English podcasts or news while cleaning or walking. Repeat what you hear to practice pronunciation. Start with simple English. For example, children's stories or short YouTube videos for beginners. As you improve, you can try more advanced material. Listening every day will help you understand faster when people speak. You will also learn new vocabulary without even trying. For example, if you listen to cooking videos, you will learn words like chop, boil, or stir. The more you listen, the more natural English will sound in your ears. Soon, you will find that your speaking also improves because you copy the way native speakers talk. Tip 4. Speak without fear. One of the biggest problems English learners face is fear. Many students are afraid to speak because they think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? What if I sound strange? These thoughts stop many people from improving. But here is the truth. Making mistakes is part of learning. Nobody learns a new language without mistakes. Even children learning their first language make mistakes every day. For example, a child may say, I go to school, instead of I went to school. Do parents laugh? No, they encourage the child. The same is true for you. When you speak English and make a mistake, you are not failing, you are learning. The best way to improve your speaking is to practice often. Don't wait until you are perfect. If you wait, you will never start. Start speaking with the words you already know. For example, if you know how to say, my name is Anna. I am from Brazil, then say it. Later, you can add more sentences. I like music. I have a brother. I want to learn English because I love traveling. Here are some ways to practice speaking. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing. Example, I am cooking rice. I am washing the dishes. Find a language partner online. Websites and apps can connect you with other learners. Repeat sentences from movies or videos. Listen, pause, and say it the same way. Join English groups or clubs. Many communities have free English conversation classes. Don't worry about your accent. The goal is communication, not perfection. Even if your grammar is not 100% correct, people will understand you. The more you speak, the more confident you will feel. Remember this. The only way to speak better is to speak more. Tip 5. Read in English. Reading is another powerful way to learn English. When you read, you see how words are spelled, how sentences are made, and how ideas are expressed. Reading improves your vocabulary, grammar, and even your writing. Some learners avoid reading because they think it is too difficult, but you don't need to start with big books. Begin with simple texts. For example, children's books are excellent because they use short sentences and basic words. You can also read news websites made for learners, such as BBC Learning English. Here are some things you can read. Short stories or fairy tales for beginners. English newspapers with simple articles. Your favorite topics online. Signs, menus, and posters in English when you travel. When you read, don't try to understand every single word. Focus on the main idea. For example, if you read, Tom went to the store to buy apples and oranges, you don't need to know every word to understand the story. A good habit is to read aloud. When you read aloud, you practice both reading and speaking at the same time. It also helps your pronunciation. Keep a notebook while reading. If you find new words, write them down with their meanings and an example sentence. Review this notebook often. Over time, you will grow a strong vocabulary. Remember, reading is not only study, it can also be fun. Choose books or stories that you enjoy. When you enjoy reading, you will naturally learn faster. Tip 6. Keep a vocabulary notebook. Learning new words is very important in English, but many students learn a word once and then forget it quickly. To remember words, you need to write them down and practice using them. A vocabulary notebook is a powerful tool. Get a small notebook or use a digital app on your phone. Each time you hear or read a new word, write it down. Don't just write the word. Write the meaning in your own language. An example sentence. A picture or drawing if possible. For example, word, journey. Meaning, travel from one place to another. Sentence. My journey to school takes 20 minutes. Writing like this helps your brain remember better. Also, review your notebook regularly. You can make a habit of checking 5 to 10 words every night before sleeping. This will keep the words fresh in your memory. Another trick is to group words by topic. For example, you can have a page for food words, rice, bread, chicken, another page for travel words, airport, ticket, journey, and another for school words, teacher, exam, classroom. Grouping makes it easier to learn. Finally, try to use new words in real life. If you learn the word delicious, don't just write it. Use it when you eat. This food is delicious. When you use words, they become part of your active vocabulary. Remember, writing plus reviewing plus using equals remembering. Tip 7. Practice writing. Writing is one of the best ways to organize your thoughts and practice grammar. Many students focus on speaking and listening, but forget writing. However, writing is very powerful because it helps you slow down and think about the words you are using. The good thing is, you don't need to be perfect to start writing in English. Begin with simple sentences and then grow. For example, write about your day. Today I woke up at 7 o'clock. I had bread and tea for breakfast. I went to work and talked to my friend. This may look simple, but it is the first step. Over time, you can make your writing longer. Today I woke up at 7 o'clock because I had to prepare for an important meeting. I ate bread and tea for breakfast, and I also read the news in English before leaving. Here are some easy ways to practice writing. Keep a daily English journal. Write 3 to 5 sentences every day. Write short stories or messages to yourself. Comment in English on YouTube videos or social media posts. Try to write emails or messages in English if possible. When writing, don't worry too much about mistakes. The more you write, the better you will become. You can also ask a teacher, friend, or even online tools to check your grammar. Writing connects reading, listening, and speaking. It helps you remember vocabulary and improves your grammar naturally. The key is to write regularly, not perfectly. Tip 8. Think in English. One of the biggest steps to fluency is learning to think in English. Many learners translate in their heads from their first language into English. This makes speaking slow and difficult. For example, if your language is Spanish and you want to say, I am hungry, you may first think in Spanish, then translate into English. This takes time, but if you train your mind to think in English, words will come faster. How can you practice thinking in English? Start with simple words. For example, when you see a chair, say in your mind, chair. When you drink water, think, I am drinking water. Describe your day in English silently. Example, I am walking to work. The sun is bright. I see a bus. Ask yourself questions in English. Example, what will I eat today? What time is it now? Change your phone or computer settings to English so you see English words daily. At first, it may feel strange, but over time, your brain will get used to it. Thinking in English makes speaking natural because you don't waste time translating. It also helps you dream, plan, and express emotions directly in English. Remember, the more you think in English, the more English becomes a natural part of your life. Tip 9. Be patient and stay motivated. Finally, the most important tip, be patient. Learning English is like growing a tree. You cannot plant a seed today and expect a big tree tomorrow. It takes time, water, and care. Many learners get discouraged because they want fast results. They study for 1 month and say, "Why am I not fluent yet?" But fluency does not happen overnight. It is a journey. Here are some ways to stay motivated. Celebrate small wins. If you learn 10 new words, that is progress. If you had your first English conversation, that is a victory. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at a different speed. Focus on your own journey. Make learning fun. Watch your favorite shows in English. Listen to music you love, or read stories that make you happy. Remember your reason. Why are you learning English? Is it for a job, travel, study, or to make friends? Keep that reason in your mind. If you keep going step by step, you will see improvement. Some days will be hard, but don't give up. Every word you learn today brings you closer to fluency tomorrow. Remember, success in English is not about perfection. It's about being consistent, patient, and motivated. Every word you learn, every sentence you practice, brings you closer to fluency. So, which tip will you try first? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your journey. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe to English Success Path for more simple and effective lessons. Together, we will make English learning easy, enjoyable, and successful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.